Boards, we got our man Jimmy. What's going on, Jimmy?
Not much.
Not much. All right, cool. We have exciting weekends. Got anything to talk about? Anything happened important this weekend for you, Sam?
Not really. We had a pre-engagement party on Saturday night in Louisville, Texas. That was a lot of fun. There was a lot of crazy people there. There was a little 5-year-old kid that was just dancing up a storm and being a little daredevil.
What does a pre-engagement party mean? That means they're about to get engaged, but they're.
Well, I should have meant a pre-wedding party. Their wedding's this weekend, so they're already engaged. So I worded it wrong.
Okay, I was gonna say doesn't that kind of take away the surprise? Like we're gonna throw a party that we're gonna get engaged.
Yeah, no, it's actually a pre-wedding party.
But what a great way to get more presents, wouldn't you think? I mean, every time you throw a party like that, it means you get presents, right?
Yeah, it wasn't about bringing presents. I think somebody did bring a couple of presents though for them, but no, it was just about getting together, everyone drinking, barbecuing. There was a band.
Isn't that what the actual wedding is for? I mean, isn't that what you're supposed to do? Like, why throw a party before the party?
I think some of their friends just wanted to throw a little get together and stuff.
Maybe like a sit down and talk about if this is the right thing or not. Is that possible?
No. It was just a Saturday night party for everyone to get together a week beforehand.
And is this somebody we might know, or just somebody?
No, you don't.
Okay,
Yeah,
no connection.
Know.
Okay,
No.
all right. If you were to say there's someone in this room that's going to get married the first, who do we think it's going to be?
You.
Jimmy, who's your thoughts? First one to get married in this room right now.
Yeah, I would probably say you.
Yeah, weirdly enough, I think so too. I think you guys are right. I probably am the closest to the big walk down the aisle.
Oh, something new going on with you and Belinda?
No, nothing. No, not at all. But in fact, if anything, maybe the opposite, quite honestly. But maybe not. But no marriage plans, no weddings coming on.
Well, she washes cars awesomely because on Sunday she washed my car for me with your new girl. What was her name? Marissa.
An import from California.
Yes, with her nice low-cut lace bikini on.
It's funny you mentioned that, and it makes sense that you're gonna mention that. And I have to talk to Marissa. There is a picture now. Did y'all see the pictures from Sunday's Bike Wash?
No, where are they at?
On Facebook.
Oh no, I haven't seen them.
I don't know how
Sunbrew?
No, it's go to Sunbrew and it might pop up. I don't know how to tell you how to get there, because maybe you go to Belinda Strange. Maybe you go to her page.
There's Belinda. Okay.
Hold on.
Go to Belinda's
Go
page?
back to mine. It might be on there. It might be on my mobile uploads.
Under photos?
Maybe that one right there.
Oh, okay.
I think that's the one right there.
Ooh.
I've got to have a little talk with her about that picture. Do you see what she's doing?
Yeah, she's got her bikini thing almost pulled down.
Yeah. Now, you were out there. You saw. Was her bikini like that anyway, or was she pulling it down like that?
Well, honestly, she was just wearing it, but it was really loose. So when she came over and shook my hand and said hi, I probably saw a little more than I should have.
Up top or down low?
Down low.
Well, that right there looks like she's pulling it down a little bit, and boy, she is.
It was really.
To.
It really was. The bottom was loose. I could tell because she had to keep pulling it up. It wasn't bothering me, but I'm could
sure
see
it wasn't.
how
Guys, if you want to go to Sunbrew, my Facebook page is Sunbrew. Let's see here, Sunbrew USA. You can check it out and see what's going on. But we're gonna have a little talking to with her about that. I think that that's the. What are your feelings? Is that a little bit too much? Wouldn't you say for the brand?
Not for me, but probably for being out doing what she's doing. Yeah.
Maybe in California they're a little bit looser. You guys are both gonna appreciate what I'm about to say. In fact, both of you guys are probably gonna be a little more turned on by her. Guess where she works at?
Is it an adult club?
No.
Oh.
Jimmy, any guesses? Dispensary. She works in those legalized pot places.
Oh, really? In California?
Yeah, she's one of the people that does. It's kind of weird.
How long is she here for?
She is here for a week and a half, I believe. So
do these girls just come in and do for a little while, do some work, and then just leave? Is that how your girls basically work?
Yeah, we branched out. The brand is bigger than They come into Dallas because this is where headquarters is, and when they're getting started and getting new, they come in. They'll enjoy their stuff, have a little bit of fun, check out DFW. Make enough money to pay for their trip and so on, and get a feel for it.
They pay to come in themselves.
Yes.
You get them to work. Sometimes they stay here at your house to save on expenses.
Yeah. Oh, actually, like Oksana's an import from Chicago now. She used to live here locally. Now she lives in Chicago. She's actually moving to Las Vegas here any day now.
So they come in, they make a little bit of money, and then they just leave, and then they'll come back and make some money and then leave. And do they do this all around the country for different companies?
No. They the one girl, Marissa, we found her through the boxing. What's it called? That King of the Cage, I believe.
Oh,
yeah,
okay.
King of the Cage. And she met Belinda, and then she's actually going to be moving here, though. She's going to be moving here pretty soon, I believe.
I must say though, she's hot, but I'm not crazy about the tattoo.
No, I'm not either. In fact, wow, her back is real tatted. And when she turned around, I was like, oh, goodness. Because you guys know that I'm not like a super fan about the...
Yeah.
I don't know. Jimmy might be. Are you a fan of tattoos, Jimmy? Like, are you okay with lots of tattoos or not?
Yeah, I like it if it's like a sleeve, like one sleeve or something like that. That's pretty hot.
So you prefer it then?
I don't prefer it. I'm just not against it.
All right. Let's just be hypothetical. You're dating some hot chick that you've liked for whatever. You're getting married, okay?
Right.
That's how much you like this girl.
I
Sleeve
have
or no
a feeling
sleeve?
I wouldn't
You tell her,
marry a girl.
Okay. Well, let's say you're dating her heavily. You'll
Right.
never get married?
Well, I probably won't, but I don't think that I would ever marry a girl that's like that. I like girls that have tattoos because usually that means that they like to go out and drink, they like to go out and party. They're
Maybe
a little
get
bit
laid
crazier.
a little easier?
Yeah, I mean, there's all types of different things that it's
associate
kind of
with
like a
that.
girl that smokes. That's the way that it usually works out.
Wow.
So, yeah.
So to answer your question, or to answer my question was, no sleeve for you then, no tattoo. When it comes down to it.
Not if I'm going to be in like a long-term relationship with them, but we've
Okay.
already decided that that's not going to happen. So basically, it's 50-50.
I mean,
Yeah.
you're young though, dude. You're
Yeah.
young. At some point. All right. Well, let's. That's Marissa, new girl. Go to Facebook /Sunbrew USA. You can check out the pictures on my mobile uploads. See what I'm talking about there.
It's this guy, Derek Shaw. Is that your brother?
That's my cousin.
Oh, it's your cousin.
First
okay.
cousin. Yeah, lives in California.
Yeah, I saw the first name. I saw the same last name.
Yeah. He's. Think we look alike?
I don't know. I'm gonna look. I just saw the name. Let's see.
First cousin. I think we look a lot alike.
Yeah, you look alike.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He does real good. He's a headhunter. Is that what they call it nowadays? Headhunter. when
He
you-
finds jobs for people.
like very serious jobs though.
Oh,
We're
okay.
talking like the kind of people that are making like, if he found someone a job making $100,000 a year, that's like the bottom of the barrel for what he does.
Oh, he has a kid. Oh, that's a trade.
That's him as a
Oh,
kid.
it's a kid. Oh, wow.
That's him as a kid.
He looks
actually.
a little uptight in this picture, though. It doesn't look like he's
very-
too crazy.
He's not crazy at all. He's how do I
Yeah.
put it? Okay, you know what? If he was to go shopping, or if he was to be a place for men's shopping, even though he probably doesn't shop there, he's JCPenney.
Okay.
When I say that, does that make sense? Kind of give you an idea of the feel of the person?
Yeah, a little bit like he's not Hot Topic.
Yes. He's very conservative and super nice guy. Very well traveled. I don't know if I've ever talked about me trying to want to travel, but he's the guy that inspires me to want to travel because this guy has been everywhere, dude. And what's really kind of cool, he'll go like to the pyramids or somewhere like those kind of places he goes to, like the pyramids and the Great Wall of China. He always will wear like a Sunbrew shirt and send me a picture of it. So it's kind of neat. I mean, I dig that. But he has a crew of friends. You know what he is? He is the Big Bang Theory. He is the Big Bang Theory. Exactly. I mean, they're different. They're not like overly smart like that, but they're damn close to it. Okay. He went to Berkeley for college, so that tells you a little bit right there in itself. Okay.
Yeah.
His one of his best friends who looks just like the guy from the Big Bang Theory. The what's the short one's name? Leonard. Yeah, Leonard. He works for the Dallas Cowboys. He gets the stats, so he's the guy in charge of like how many times the kick was caught and what yard line. He does all that kind of stuff. So we get really good seats to the Cowboy games, which is awesome, like 50-yard line seats, nice passes, all that kind of stuff. So they are their own version of the Big Bang Theory, though. But they're all making big bank, dude. I mean, you know, we're all three sitting around here, and it's like if they were here, they're all making like $200,000 plus a year. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
They're all taking like. Now none of us here have normal jobs. It's safe to say, right? We're all. I don't know what you describe our jobs, but they're not normal. These guys like take month vacations. And, you know, I have a weird job. I have a lot of freedom, but I could never imagine leaving my responsibilities for a month and enjoying myself. You know, they don't just do it once a year. They might take a month in June and then 2 weeks around Christmas and then 3, you know what I mean? That's the way they do it. I mean, and they make the kind of money to afford them that, you know what I mean, that lifestyle. But, anyway, it's different, you know what I mean? He's always been that way. You know the coolest thing about my cousin, though? Until recently... And he's about probably 30, he's about 35 years old. Until recently, knowing he makes over, you know, $200,000 a year plus, he was driving the same Honda Civic he drove in college.
Oh, wow.
So that tells you a lot about the person, right?
Yep.
He's all about, you know, saving up his money. He'll spend more money on travel and stuff than he would on a car. He finally broke down. He bought a BMW this year. You know, a used one. It was a good deal, you know what I mean? But He bought a BMW and stuff, but it's like he could have afforded something so much nicer. And he's probably sitting real. I got a feeling his savings are set up where he could probably retire when he's 40 with no problem. So that's the kind of guy he is.
What's I'm scrolling through all your Sunbrew pictures of all the hot girls.
Right.
Well, going back, that's Belinda, right?
Yes, it is.
Now, what did she win? Is this? She's got a sash on, like
all
she
the girls got sashes. See, they all have like
Oh,
they're
okay.
like Miss June, Miss July.
Because she looks like she's crying in this.
she's
one.
crying. Oh no, she is crying. She got Girl of the Year.
Oh, okay.
That's the Sunbrew Girl of the Year. It's a pretty big honor.
This was at the Sunbrew calendar launch party this
yes,
year.
yes. And there's Oksana right there.
Which one's that?
And what's weird is I don't know who that is.
Is that
In between-
Oksana?
Yeah, it's Oksana.
Oh, I didn't recognize her hair.
Oh, that's Brittany in between them. She looks different. She's crying because she got Model of the Year, and also she was the cover girl of 2012.
Oh, wow.
Which is she got both big honors. Last year was Haley Davis was Model of the Year. Yes, Model of the Year, and the cover girl was Tana. So it's a pretty big deal.
Now, do all the girls get a skateboard when they're a miss?
No, they those are auctioned off.
Oh, okay.
To cover the cost, and her boyfriend bought hers. You know what's cool about Mia? Y'all know much about Mia from just period? She's been around forever. I mean, Mia's the kind of girl that Mia is right there in the middle.
Oh, the blonde?
Yeah.
No, I've never heard of her. What's her deal?
You actually have, I bet, because she does promotions, and she's, how'd I put it? Like it wouldn't surprise me if half of Dallas, if you've ever gone to a bar on a regular basis, you've probably seen me either working for like a Coors Light or Bud Light or one of those kind of places, giving out free shots, ring card girls. She's kind of in the social settings, like Matt JC. She's one of those girls. You know what I mean?
Okay.
So I don't even know that's her. It looks like her, but that may not be her in the middle there actually. But she's one of those kind of girls that has been all around. I've always kind of labeled her as an uptown Dallas kind of girl.
Oh no,
which
I'm not real. Girl? Yeah.
I'm not real fond of that at all. Okay, and that whole area, I'm just not. I just think it's a lot of. You know what's sad is I label it, but there's some good people that live there, and they have reasons to live there. But is it safe to say that probably most of uptown, everything about it is either the girls that think they're better than everybody else, and the guys that want to be better than everybody else? That's a safe assumption.
Yes, it is.
Jimmy, would you concur? All right. He shook his head yes. I always thought she was that kind of a girl. Hold on, let me show you Mia. Right there. And then if you're in the calendar, she's like Miss July or June. I wish I had a calendar.
It says Miss July.
She's Miss July in the calendar. Okay, so if you have a Sunbrew, go to sunbrew.com. You can see a picture of her and Miss Mia. But because I thought she was an uptown girl, I've always kind of kept my guard up around her and felt like she probably thinks she's better than we are. And I assumed her boyfriend was a douchebag. Wow, was I ever wrong? She bought that skateboard at that event. I'm like, wow, what's the deal on the skateboard? That's pretty cool. He's like, my boyfriend's a skater. I'm like, are you kidding me? And I saw a picture of him too. I was like, that makes sense now. That wasn't your brother. That was your boyfriend. So she's actually a really down-to-earth chick, man. She's a hard worker. So she's definitely somebody I mislabeled because of where she lived, friend. So kind of owed her a little bit of an apology. All right, let's talk about something, man. Let's talk about...
Wait a minute. I'm sorry. Go back to this picture now. I'm looking at 9 of the calendar models.
Okay.
Now, obviously, take Belinda out of this picture.
Okay.
If you could have any one of these other girls, which one would you have, Brandon?
Oh.
I'm putting you on the spot right now.
You sure are, man. I don't think I definitely can't answer that. I definitely cannot go there.
Trying to get you in trouble.
Let's ask you that question, though. And you can put Belinda in the equation. Which one are you going to choose? No, let's take Belinda out of the equation. You know Belinda. You've got to know her, right?
Yeah, a little bit.
So that
and
gives
I've said hi to Oksana a few times.
Let's see which one you would go with, Sam. He's looking at all the... There's 9
There's
of them.
9 of them. Okay, take all the blondes out. It's going to be a dark-haired girl. And I kind of like this one. She looks...
That's Chelsea.
Oh, that's Chelsea.
Now, she's a... I don't know how to describe Chelsea. Kind of a tomboy. She actually rides bikes.
I think she came out and did a couple of photo shoots not too long ago that Jimmy was video recording, taking pictures, didn't she?
Oh, that's right.
One of the
Yeah,
Harley
she was on the Biker Garage segment.
Okay.
Yeah. So is that your pick?
I would say probably yeah. She looks down to earth.
Really?
Not saying that these other girls don't, but just looking at her, she looks a little more. Doesn't look as high maintenance as any of the, especially the blondes.
Jimmy, you've seen enough of the Sunbrew calendar. Oh, you're a part of it, so you've got to know. If you absolutely had to, and I held a gun to your head and made you do it, which girl would you most inclined to? I don't know if you'd be inclined to go out.
I'm just going to stop you there. I'm not answering it.
Not answering it? Are you worried?
No, I just don't want to answer it.
Repercussions?
Yeah.
Wow. Jimmy just doesn't want to participate in that bikini girl modeling dating thing. I'm trying to think who I would do. Choose. I can't answer it, man. I'm not allowed to. No.
No? Okay.
I can say that one no for sure, but just because that one there in particular you pointed to is like my little sister.
Oh, okay.
You know, I've known her so long that, I mean, she's like my little sister.
Now, do all these girls, are these girls with the, except for Belinda and then Oksana come in, are these other girls come in and out and do stuff, or do they just do this calendar?
They pretty much,
do they live here?
You're going to see half those girls if you come out Saturday, if you're there, you'll see half those girls. They all live here except for,
okay.
I'll tell you who doesn't live here no more, and she's not in that picture. She actually had a wreck. Were y'all at that calendar release party? Were you and Jimmy there?
No.
Okay. Anastasia's not in that picture. Mimi's not in that picture. And we're missing one more girl's missing there. I can't tell you which one it is. But let's see, there's Allie. Can you figure out who's missing? Do you know?
I don't know the names. There's Oksana, Brittany, Natalie. Oh, Natalie's name's listed twice.
I don't know.
Yeah.
People can't see the picture looking at it, but Anastasia moved away to California. She's gone. She is out of here. So let's talk about something. Did you guys watch 2.5 Men last night?
I did watch it, yes.
Interesting show. That I felt like I connected that show for a reason, because I've dated a lot of girls with kids for some, and it's funny because Oksana makes fun of me. She's like, you must require that a girls have a child, which is not the case. But I started thinking, I was like, yeah, a lot of the girls that I've dated that were like the main girls I kind of dated have had kids. You know, the ones that wasn't just a one night thing type scenario have had kids. And have you ever dated a chick with a child, Sam?
No.
Jimmy, you have. Okay. Is it not that show last night just hit home? Have you dated a person with a boy and also a girl, or like, you know what I'm saying? Have you had both scenarios, a little boy and a little girl?
No, I haven't dated anybody that has kids.
Okay, all right. Man, that hit home, because I've been around another kid that was a boy, and then I've been around Belinda has, I shouldn't say her name, but she has a little girl, and they are so night and day difference, okay? I mean, the two are just, it's so extreme opposite, okay? Little boys want to freaking run, play, and they're into comics and stuff that even as a grown man I can almost relate to and be interested in, okay? Little girls, you might end up watching My Little Pony or something, okay? And I got to tell you, if I'm going to watch a cartoon, it's not my choice of cartoons, okay? They're more inclined to put on the kind of stuff you're not into. They might bring a Barbie doll to brush the hair, you know what I mean? Little boys bring off little action figures they want to kill each other with, you know what I'm saying? So it's just different. I mean, it's just but Ashton Kutcher, man, was definitely put in the out of his element last night. What'd you say?
Well, yeah, but they also overplayed it a bit. I mean, I know the mom went out for whatever, an hour or whatever, but like putting the kid to bed, that's the mom should have been doing that. It shouldn't have been his character, but they were just trying to prove the point that he's not ready to be a dad.
But also they're showing how the mom took full advantage of having him. That's why they did all that.
Yeah.
She was gone more than an hour, first of all. She's like, oh, I got a little free time. She was gone a long time. So basically, that's kind of what happened. I mean, I think they did overdo it. You're right. The funny thing is, and I can tell you right now, Mason, Pugs' kid, that hour can feel like an eternity. And you know what I'm talking about, Sam, because you've been in the studio. If you were watching that kid the whole time and that was your job, which I don't think you really had that. I'm sure you have at some point.
Oh, no, I haven't.
Oh, you haven't? Okay.
No.
Because at the studio, you're never really kind of one of the people that got sucked into having to wrangle him down or, hold him down. But, man, that wasn't too far. I know you've watched that part. You thought, this is stupid. This is over the top. That really wasn't too far over the top on that show last night. Making the food for them, doing 20,000 different things. I mean, if you look at my house, up until recently, there were toys galore everywhere. Every time I turned around, there was a piece of a little kid, remembrance, whether it be a baseball bat or a stuffed toy or a dollhouse, something or other. You'd come to my house, and I would leave sometimes and come back home a couple days later, or just be busy and not pay attention to what's going on. And my house would look like I freaking run a daycare. And I'm a single guy. So I can only imagine what it's like to have a kid full time, though, man. So I think Ashton Kutcher saw it. Do you think they're going to stay together, him and his chick?
It doesn't sound like it the way it ended. Like he didn't want her to move in. He didn't want to live with her. So, but they still could stay together. He just has to say it in a delicate way if he wants to stay with her.
Their relationship does not add a whole lot to the whole what's going on there. I mean, their relationship is very. She's kind of a bitch.
Well, he's on the rebound too.
Well, she's a bitch. Him and her do not fit in together. You know what I mean? He's a big kid. She's a freaking full-blown grown-up. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. If you want to talk over the top, the Allen stuff was a little much.
Yeah. Okay. There you go. You know what? That's where they're getting. That's what shows do. When shows are struggling though, or trying to find themselves, they start doing the craziest, stupidest stuff in the world, where it's over the top, like him getting electrocuted.
Yeah, I like when the kids came in though, and they were all stoned, looking for more pot and sneaking in and sneaking out.
And they busted his nose, and he didn't say. You know, he heard what they said, and he didn't say nothing about it though. Did you find that a little bit odd?
Oh, they're of age.
No, they're not. They're like 16.
No, aren't they 18 now? He graduated. The kid on the show, didn't he graduate?
Okay, let's say they are 18 though. As a parent, don't you still try to? They live in California, maybe.
Yeah,
just 'cause it's legal. It's probably not a big deal there.
I think at that point though, Allen didn't even care.
Yeah, I think he's given up on his son.
Well, in that particular scene though, too, he was already hurt. He was on the drugs, and then he just got smacked in the nose. That was, but I mean, by the time the show was over, it's like, damn, what more can they do to this guy?
It is kind of getting old. Him just being he's a just total beating. You know what I mean? On this guy, they make him be about as pathetic as you can possibly be, to the point. I mean, I liked it better. It was kind of realistic. When Charlie Sheen was on there, the plots were all like. I mean, granted, no. I mean, there probably are guys that were living like Charlie Sheen, loaded with lots of money, banging lots of hot chicks. But when Charlie Sheen was on there, Alan was bad, but he wasn't over the top pathetic. Wouldn't you say?
Yeah.
I mean, it was very realistic. All right, let's get into some news, man. What's going on in the world of news?
How do you feel about male cheerleaders in the NFL?
Oh wow, no.
Well, in Denver, they had a male cheerleader tried out for the squad with the women. He wanted to be the first male cheerleader in the NFL. No word yet if he made the team or not, but he auditioned with over 200 women for the Denver Broncos cheerleading team. The guy says, it's huge. I'm excited. I'm totally thrilled. No male has ever made it through auditions. When I dance, I lose myself. He said he used to have a sign job where he would hold a sign on the street corner, would do so many dance routines for women. And one cheerleader said, you never see men at these tryouts. It's great. So the women in the audience were very encouraging of his decision to try.
Is he straight or gay?
It doesn't say.
He said he did it for.
Look at him. If you go by looks, he looks gay.
Yeah.
But he's not the only one. In Houston, a guy named Dixon Hernandez joined over 1,000 women in order to try and become a cheerleader. He didn't make it to the second round. Neither of them made it to the second round, but they said they had fun trying. So I don't know if that's like a discrimination thing or if they just weren't good enough against the other dancers, because how do you say, sorry, because you're a male, you can't do this?
Here's my question for both of us, everyone in the room here. Just first, by show of hands, I'll just read out the total. By show of hands, male cheerleaders, yes or no? Raise your hands if you want them in the NFL. No.
Probably
Jimmy
no.
says no with a nod. Jimmy's definitely doesn't.
Well, they
want
have
them
them in college. They have the men and the women mixed on the cheerleaders.
And you're saying no. I was gonna say no, and I think we all think it's. I don't know. I'm probably because you're supposed to be a guy. And like, no, it's football. But now I'm thinking about something. Would that mean they can start doing all that extreme stuff? Because have y'all noticed? We've all seen the competitive cheerleader like on cruising through ESPN or channels, right? Or maybe in high school. Jimmy, you're a little bit younger than I am. So when you were in high school, did they have the girls doing the serious cheerleading stuff where they're like going over the top, flipping and tripping?
Yeah, actually, one of my friends is still doing that. As crazy as that,
a girl
sounds. Guy, Mitch Budlong. He goes on tour. When he was in high school, no one really gave him crap, but he was a cheerleader, and everyone just kind of played along with it.
Is he your age?
Yeah.
And he's doing it for like a living then.
And he's still doing it. But like now you see pictures of him. It's like, dude, great decision. Great decision.
Hold on. So he's like an instructor then?
No, he's still a cheerleader, but he basically does like the competition type deals or whatever, like national competitions.
Do they get paid for that?
Yeah.
So
he does because
he's
one of the guys that basically is like really well versed in how to do that kind of stuff.
I guess I'm not totally following because I didn't know that other than like I didn't know cheerleaders got paid for. I mean, I know the Cowboys get like $50 a game or something, okay, but you can't live off that. So I wonder. So I noticed that there's people that catch the girls in case they fall. You know what I'm talking about? Like a spotter. Is it possible he does what you're saying, but he might be a spotter, so he's paid like a living? Is that possible? Maybe.
Well, I think he does like all different types of stuff, like within like the whole atmosphere of cheerleading. So like he works with a lot of different colleges.
Okay, so
and
he's
training
probably a professional that's sort of an instructor / participant /
right.
I think you know he does everything probably.
Yeah,
He's got to be in great. Oh, hold
picture
on,
of what
let
he
me see.
does. This is out at a beach.
Can you put that online for a second?
Yeah. Yeah.
Jesus. So he's like totally in shape, dude, to do
Right.
that. Do you think you could pick? Well, hold on. I'm way more than an average girl. Okay, we both could then, because I'm thinking about me trying to pick you up, Jimmy, and obviously you weigh more than a girl. What do you weigh?
About 200.
So do I. Okay, so he's holding 2 girls up though, so that's over 200 pounds. Those girls weigh at least 100 pounds, correct?
Mm-hmm.
You think you could pick me up over your head like that? I don't think I could pick you up, dude.
Yeah, I'm pretty positive because what he does is just tosses them up.
You're saying you could do it?
No. I'm saying that he probably could.
No, not talking about me and you.
Oh no.
I bet if he taught us how to throw you up, but I couldn't throw you up like that, dude.
Yeah.
He's holding for. Is that on the screen where people can see it?
No, I'm about to pull it up.
He's holding Sam, just because you can see. He's holding 2 chicks up like this, right, Jimmy? Am I right? One chick in one arm and another chick hold them up, somehow hold on to their feet. I'm sure they're all well balanced, like a total press, over the head press. I mean, that is incredible strength, though. But and how they get up there, I don't know. I'd like to see that. I'm sure they like run his back or something and jump and who knows. Incredible, dude. That's pretty wild. So in high school, you ought to make fun of him, but he was a cheerleader. Now you're all like, damn, this dude works with hot chicks. Can you tell us? Do you talk to him very much, or is it kind of a?
Every once in a while, whenever he's in town.
Is he single?
Yeah.
Okay. Does he smile about his job?
Well, yeah, and it's a good job.
I'm saying, you know what I'm getting at. I'm saying,
Yeah.
so he's probably enjoying the hookups, the occasional hookups. Maybe. I mean, we can only assume or guess.
Mm-hmm.
All right. Well, that's cool, man. That's different. What I was going to say is I agreed. No guy cheerleaders in the NFL, but then I started thinking about it. They might get to add I like the high-flying theatrics. Do you like that, Sam?
Yeah, I do, but this is the NFL we're talking about, the no fun league.
Yeah, the NFL cheers don't do nothing crazy, do they?
No, they just do their few
They
little
just stand there and they
dances.
do this. They shuffle their little feather things around. They're pom-poms. They do this. When you run by, it's like they're going up and down, like beating on a drum with a little pom-pom. They shake. And they shake their hips and they high kick. That's all they do. We could all probably do that. Almost. Maybe not the high kick. They don't even do this. Do they do the splits anymore?
Yeah, I think that, yeah, they do.
Yeah, okay. I can see them. But that's about as far as it gets, though.
Yeah.
It's like they have a couple routines. They all, it's especially in Texas, they bob their head to the left and to the right. They lean real far, have their hair flowing. They shuffle the little pom-poms like this. And they waggle their hips, and then they go down to the split,
Yeah,
and
because
they'll do a high kick.
remember the Arena Football League, they're the ones that have the slutty cheerleaders. They're
Yeah.
allowed to be sluttier.
Yeah, like I said, it's all right. I probably no to the guys, and also these ladies all seem to have like careers. They don't want to get thrown up in the air 20 feet and spin around in circles and risk getting hurt. I'm assuming they're all kind of prima donnas. So it's just not. We talked about the footballs. Do we know that old lady made the team? The grandma?
I don't think so. I haven't heard anything, so probably not.
Probably not. You're probably right. Let's see. Tryouts. When does football start? September?
Football starts, training camp is in July.
So they could still be having tryouts for the cheerleaders in.
Oh, cheerleader tryouts go on for like another month or so. Month and a half.
Okay.
Because
Well,
they have different rounds. And every year, all the cheerleaders, even if you're on the squad this year, you still have to try out for
Retry
next
out.
year's squad.
I wanna. We'll check into that and see how the grandmother did and see how far that went. But anyway, all right. Well, moving on. What
Speaking
else?
of somewhat prima donnas, Howard Stern had a lawsuit against Sirius XM Radio, and he lost.
What was the lawsuit about?
He claims that Sirius failed to pay him stock awards he claimed were due for helping the satellite radio company exceed growth targets, but the New York State Supreme Court ruled that the language was clear of his 2004 agreement that brought Stern to what became Sirius XM, preventing them from prevailing. He had all these performance-based provisions that had been triggered. Sirius could have owed Stern's production company, 112 Incorporated, an additional $300 million, and his agent an additional $30 million, according to Monday's decision. But the Supreme Court ruled that the language is clear and Stern is not entitled to anything. So, Howard, you've already got a $500 million contract. Let's not be greedy for another $300 million.
His contract is $500 million.
That's what he signed for
How
years
many-
ago.
how
I
many
don't know what it
years?
is now because I know he
I
re-signed.
thought it was $700 million.
When he first signed with them, I believe it was a 5-year deal for $500 million.
Yeah. But then this last one, he was really kind of like hesitant to actually say what he signed for because it was obvious that it was for a lot less. And I think that he was really counting on those stocks to make up for the lost amount. So I would imagine this time around, it was not even a fifth.
Yeah, because if you really wanted to know, since Sirius is a public company, that has to be in their public records if you go searching through their legal docs.
I mean, let's be real. They overpaid him and brought him in strictly the same reason the Bar Live brought Big Dave in, right? To have a draw and to make people believe in us and think everything's going on. Is that correct? I mean, am I right on this? I don't know.
Or, just to start, if you mean by like draw a gravitational pull, then yeah.
Oh, you're talking about Big Dave.
Dave was definitely the way to go.
Well,
But is that what they did, though?
Well, Sirius was, when he went over there, Sirius was starting to falter. And I'm not saying they completely recovered because their stock is back up to $2.19 a share. But I remember about 5 years ago when we were still doing the Jagger show at 105.3,
Uh-huh.
Jagger came in the office one day and he goes, Sirius stock is 7 cents a share. Can you imagine if you'd bought it at 7 cents a share and now it's up to $2.19 a share?
Yeah,
much money
that'd
you
be
would have
freaking
made?
awesome. But do
Yeah.
that's so. I mean, do you really?
I'm not saying that's all because of Stern. They had the merger with XM because both companies weren't doing very well.
Hey, that happened. I mean, for 7 cents, we would all like, what the hell? Let's buy $10 worth of stock,
Yeah.
right? I mean, what do you got to lose? So I wish I knew the math on that real fast. I'm not that good at math in my head to tell you.
Well, it's 7 cents to $2.19 at what? That's 40 times. That's almost 40% increase on what you would have paid. What you paid, almost.
Okay.
So,
yeah,
yeah.
40 times, not 40%.
Well, 40 times, yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Wow. Okay. Well, all right. Like I said, I've never bought stock before. I did one time.
I did last year when American Airlines went bankrupt.
Yeah.
It got down to like 32 cents a share, so I bought like $1,000 worth, and then I was watching it, and it went up to like $1.20, so I ended up selling it.
Okay.
So I ended up making what did I make, about $1,500,
That's cool.
and then I still kept on to a little bit more of it, but then they said that they were completely being delisted and it was going to be off the thing, so I ended up selling. So I ended up making like $1,500 on $1,000 investment.
Do you know enough about stock to
No.
like? Okay, I was like, because I would like to, like someone like yourself, I'd like to like let's go pick some stocks out and see what happens. Like just spend a couple bucks, and see what happens. If it kind of falls, just to keep. I don't know.
And you're probably your best bet is to buy something like, I don't think that it's that right now, but like for instance, Blockbuster Video a few years ago,
Mm-hmm.
they did really well. Then they went into bankruptcy. Their stock fell to like 10 cents a share. Then they started rebounding and their stock went back up to like, at one point, I think $10 a share. So it's just a matter of whatever your hunches are. I don't know what it is
Yeah.
now because Blockbuster's not really doing that well now, but it's just whatever your hunches are. If something's really cheap, it's not going to cost you a lot.
Yeah, we should look for like about
Depending.
10 different cheap things and spend about $20 on all 10 of them.
Yeah.
And one of them's liable to hit, if not 2 or 3, and then you don't just break even, you'll come out a little bit ahead. But
Just like, I mean, Facebook is, I don't think they have yet, but they're about to go public.
mhm.
And they're pricing their stock pretty high, thinking they're going to get a big return. But in reality, IPOs, which are initial public offerings,
Mhm.
don't usually go as high as these companies think they're going to be, even when they first go on sale. Like if you had bought in stock in Apple years ago when they first started and held on to it, you know what? You'd be probably a millionaire right now.
Really. I was pulling up some stuff about 10 brands that have made a comeback. Let's keep what we're doing. We'll talk about that in a minute. The 10 brands. Well, okay. So Howard Stern lost his lawsuit. Dude, what do you think about him doing American Idol?
America's Got Talent.
Oh, I'm sorry, America's Got Talent. Yeah.
I think he'll be good for the show because he'll tell it like it is. Is he still relevant today? That's debatable. And they're banking on him to bring ratings into. I think initially the first episode might be, pretty big, but I think after that it'll just settle into normal ratings. Unless he's saying such outrageous stuff week after week that's all there is in the news. But Howard's about to embark on a big publicity tour to promote this because he's going to be doing The Talk on CBS.
What's The Talk?
It's the CBS's version of The View
Oh, those like the ladies
with Julie Chen. Yeah,
It's also got the chick from Roseanne.
yeah.
The
So he's
lesbian
about to start promoting this heavily I mean, like I said, I don't
by the
know.
way, do you know that Julie Chen and her husband, Julie
Les
Chen's
Moonves.
husband, and Howard Stern got into it. Like they had a lawsuit against each other.
Yeah, Les Moonves owns I don't know if he owns CBS or he's like the president or whatever of CBS, but he's worth about $500 million.
He's a big
himself.
dog. What do y'all think Howard Stern? And I'm asking both of you guys this. Do y'all think Howard Stern? Remember the heyday when he was like on locally on 97.1, mainstream radio. Everybody had him. And
his ratings here weren't as great as other parts of the country.
but he was all over the place. I mean, I don't know how many markets he was in, but he was. I mean, he was a big deal. Y'all feel like Howard Stern was more popular then than he is now, or more famous then than he is now? I mean, does that make sense? I mean, was he a bigger
probably
deal then?
more famous then than he is now. You don't really even hear about Howard anymore.
Is that because he's on Sirius radio, and satellite radio versus mainstream?
Yeah, because you don't get the publicity on Sirius. You
Right.
have to have that. You have to have the radio in your car or a remote unit in your house or wherever you are.
How many listeners do they have? Do we know?
That I don't know. Let me see if I can Google it.
I mean, I'm assuming that the offer they made him was just way over the top, more than what he was currently making back in the days. I mean, I would assume he was making, I don't know, just a fraction of what he got paid from Sirius to give up that publicity, though. Because in my world, when you don't have Sirius, as far as I know, he's gone. He just doesn't exist anymore. You know what I mean? So my opinion of Howard Stern is he's not even remotely what he used to be.
This is from 2006. That doesn't do us any good.
That's all right. I mean, bottom line is he had more listeners when he was on mainstream, obviously.
Oh yeah, definitely.
And, so he was probably more popular. So, I wonder what his ranking is in the world of entertainment, like as far as money goes. Where he's sitting? He's got to be in the top 50, top 100.
Yeah, he's got to be pretty rich. Let's see. I'm trying to see if there's any articles here.
What around his crew?
It says he could have as much as 18 million listeners or 18 million. You know, there's a lot of people that have Sirius, but it's a matter of how many listen to him. Let me see if I can go to that website that says what Howard Stern might be worth.
Does he still have Robin Quivers?
Yes, sir.
And what's the Baba Booey?
Yeah.
Baba Booey guy. Okay. I saw Stuttering John on TMZ the other day. And I think didn't he move on to do like the Jay Leno show or something like that?
He did, and then when it went away, he got canned.
When Leno went away?
Yeah, remember he was doing the Tonight Show, and then Leno stopped doing the Tonight Show. It says Howard Stern makes $500 million. His annual salary is about $80 million. He has an estimated net worth of about $500 million, an annual salary of $80 million.
Well, he's got. I mean, so that he is one of the top paid entertainers. Period.
Now, that $500 million contract was based on his last contract. I mean, he still may have a lot of that money, but that's not what he's making now today.
But when did that contract end?
Oh, I think last year. I think
Okay,
he signed
so
a new 1 or 2 year
At least
contract.
until last year, he was one of the top paid entertainers in the world.
Yeah.
For sure. So, all right, man. Well, interesting. Anything else newsworthy going on?
The Michigan lady remember she won the lotto and we talked about how she still was getting food stamps?
Yes. Uh-huh.
Well, she's been convicted of welfare fraud now. Her claim is that she said she wasn't working, so she thought she could still keep using the food stamps. So now she just got convicted of that. It's in court. They're going to ask that the charges be dropped, and apparently she's going to pay the money back or something. But, yeah, she has been found guilty of fraud.
Wow. I wish. I mean, what's the most they could do? Put her in jail for a year. The
Yeah.
maximum sentence is probably a year for that, or something. 2 years.
Yep.
So, but yeah, she needs to get in trouble for that.
Hey, did you see the Mavs game at all last night? It went to triple overtime.
No, but I know what you're about to talk
It was
about.
it was a pretty exciting game. They kept tying it, and
Did they win?
no, Utah ended up winning in the third overtime. And I love one of the guys on Utah goes, you know what? I knew the longer it went, the better it would be because frankly they're all old, and we knew that they'd get tired because the Mavs are an older skewing team.
Yeah, Jason Kidd's one of the oldest.
And
players in the league, right?
he fouled out. Delonte West almost fouled out, but it was a call overturned. But Utah ended up winning at the end. But in the second quarter, Delonte West, he'd been roughhousing a little bit with Gordon Hayward, who's one of the stars of the Jazz. So they're walking up the court. Have you ever given a wet willy to anybody?
No, I know what it is, but I've never done it.
He decided he was going to give a wet willy to Gordon Hayward as they were walking up the court in the second quarter. It was more like kind of a goof thing to just get him a little riled up. Because Hayward, they got a little physical, and he got pushed, and they called him for a foul. So as they walked away, West came up to him and gave him the wet willy. Here's what Delonte West said he did it. I saw some lint in his hair, and I wanted to get it out for him. Seriously, we're like two warriors out there, but I forgot the NBA is a gentleman's game. They want us to battle and scrap, but they don't want us to do it nicely. So he ended up getting a technical foul for giving the wet willy to
But you know what? I saw the demeanor when he did that,
Gordon Hayward.
and he had a mean look on his face. If he was smiling and laughing and giggling and did it, that'd be one thing. He had a mean look. I saw that video. So I think based on that, and the referee was right there when he did it, by the way. Did you see it?
Yeah.
So, I mean, I think he could have been ejected from the game for that. I mean, that's like
Well, they wouldn't have ejected him. That's why they gave him a technical. But that's not really. If you got another technical in the game, he would have been kicked out. Because if you get two technicals in one game, you're kicked out. He was doing it to be kind of a wise ass, and luckily Hayward just kept walking and didn't like retaliate or anything.
You know, if I'm a coach on that team, or Mark Cuban for that matter, when they get a technical, you pretty much know for a fact they're going to get a free throw, which you get.
Yeah.
And 80% chance they're going to make that, right?
Yeah, but he didn't make the.
Didn't?
Utah
Okay.
did not make half their free
Dude,
throws last night.
I'm going to tell you something. If they make that free throw, I would fine that player. Whether they do it or not, I'd have two fines. One based on getting the technical, and then another fine they get a point off of it.
Yeah, I think these are things that the locker room will do. They'll tell them, hey, look, guys, it's like a team code.
Uh-huh.
Like if you're on your team, you'll have like a team court, which is your players, and you're like the leader of the team, and you guys kind of just give each other crap, and maybe you have fines. You have unintentional fines within the team that you have to pay for doing stupid stuff.
Right, which to them is like pocket change.
Yeah.
It's probably like me or you. One of us getting fined like $2 for me punching you or something. For $2 you'd punch. If you're mad, if you only had to pay $2, you'd punch me, right? That's probably what the fine is in their world. That's probably what the fine is relevant to. You know what I mean? It's about equal to. Has Khloe Kardashian moved from Dallas yet? She left?
I don't know what's going on with her. I know she was doing that midday show, but I don't know if they've moved out of Dallas yet. Or
that's
if
why I'm
still
asking,
here.
because she has a career here in radio, I guess.
Well, I bet you that was something set up for as long as they were in Dallas. No, she could do that from anywhere.
Right.
All she has to do, but she makes it. I think she somewhat makes it Dallas centric. But I don't know if that show is syndicated to other markets, because she could do that from a studio in L.A. Because basically how she does it is like on Sundays or whenever she'll go into the studios here for like an hour and just record everything up. She'll be like, this is what we're going to do this week. She'll get her guests on the phone and they record it all up. And then that's it. She's not live. She's not in the studio during the week. It's all a pre-recorded deal.
It's kind of like the Big Dave show, although they do part of it live. The Big Dave. Hey, what do you guys think about the new crew? We all met them, right? Sunday. What's your take on these guys?
They seem like cool guys. I haven't heard their show yet.
It's
So
YNR. Man, I can't remember what it stood for. I thought it was Young and Reckless. Did we get an answer of what YNR stood for? Jimmy,
I don't think so.
I remember us talking about it. I don't know. There's obviously something behind it, but I think the one guy on the end, he's pretty funny, man. Did y'all like him?
yeah, I thought they were all kind of cool.
They are. They're all nice guys. They're all funny. They remind me of some guys that hung out, grew up together, went to college together, and they're still hanging out. They're all buddies. You know what I mean? I can see them sitting around at somebody's. There's probably one of them that has the house that they all hang out at. They'd make a good sitcom. I'm trying to think of a good King of Queens. They're cooler looking, they're better looking, they're more fit looking, but they remind me of the King of Queens. Do you ever watch that show?
Yeah.
Okay, cool. I picture Doug Hefferman and his crew, and that's those guys. And I bet they just have happy times together all the time, man. They all seem like life is great.
Yeah, they seem like they'd be pretty funny. I'm excited to find out how their show is. Yeah,
I think Patrick is more of the straight role, but he's the technical end of things and got his stuff together, and he's pretty fun. I know him a little bit, you know what I mean? The guy in the middle, the car sales guy, the one they said is like the LK, the lady killer. He's pretty funny, and the guy at the end is really funny. He reminds me of the guy from Dave Little, I think. Sam, you know Dave, right?
Yeah.
Is that the tall, skinny guy?
Yeah.
He reminds me of Dave Little a little bit, you know what I mean? And I got a feeling it's going to be a great addition to the bar live, dude. I think they're new and they're not out there yet, and that's why they're joining up with us to get some cross promotion. But I'm pretty excited, man. I think they want to come out to our events, they want to hang out, do stuff. I noticed when I got home that they started tagging all these pictures. They've been around Sunbrew quite a bit, I come to find out. There's pictures of those guys at other places hanging out with the Sunbrew girls getting pictures. You saw a couple while ago. You didn't realize it. Maybe you did realize it. That was those pictures of like Chelsea a while ago. You had pictures.
Yeah.
And it's not just from us at Duke's. It's other places. So, and I'm like, oh, I said, y'all know about Sunbrew through Patrick here because Patrick was our DJ at Duke's. Oh, no. We all have your calendar. And then they start tagging these photos, and they have been all over the place with the Sunbrew girls, man. So I think they're fun, dude. I'm excited about them, dude. They're how old do you think? How old do you think they are? What was your guess, Jimmy?
Like maybe late 20s.
See, I'm thinking maybe younger. They all look young, right?
Yeah.
I mean, they probably about. You might be right. I mean, it's probably you look about
yeah,
their
like
age.
25, something like that.
Yeah, I'm guessing 24, 25, and I don't know. For whatever reason, I'm intrigued by that, dude. I like to live. I don't know. They just seem happy, dude. You don't see people that are just generally happy all the time, man. I guess the real world is. I don't know. They have like lots of bills yet, or what the deal is. They are just very, very happy kind of guys that probably go out to the bar, have a good beer. Don't care if there's girls around. Probably prefer girls be around, but they don't care less. They're just, they probably will grow up going fishing together. They'll probably be together in 40 years from now, man. Still having a good time, man. But anyway, I just don't see a lot of that in my world, man. In my world, everyone's working all the time, stressed out by bills. They have kids, they have families. Is that just my world? Or is that y'all's? Do y'all's friends seem that way too? Sam, like, do your friends seem like everything's just stressful? Like it's work, a lot of bills to pay.
Yeah, some of them do. Yeah.
Jimmy, you're still young. Has it transitioned to that? Were all your friends are that in that boat yet or not?
Everyone's always going to be in a rush. So yeah, I mean, it started out early. It's like 22. Kids are already having kids. Is basically the way I felt of it. So
yeah, and so like your friends are like. Got to pay bills. Got to work. Can't go out tonight, Jimmy. Got the wife. So you're already in that world. Then your friends are at least okay.
Yeah.
Okay. So it's already hit you. Yeah. I mean, those guys just don't seem like that though, dude. I mean, they really don't. And I bet Patrick, he's the one with a girlfriend, by the way. I bet Patrick's girlfriend's just really super cool and super chill, and they're just all one big happy group, kind of like the little couple we met. We had a very, very interesting interview, and Sam, there's some stuff you did that I'm glad you did it, but boy, I felt a little uncomfortable for a minute, and it worked out great, dude. I applaud you, man. Some of the comments you made about that chick, even being the way that I am, with her boyfriend like sitting right there.
What did I say?
You're just like, man, she's got a nice ass, and Bush, you just kind of like, you said what you should say. You said what you felt.
I knew he was standing right there, so I was trying to make them a little uncomfortable, hoping that he might give a little reaction, but he didn't care.
No, I applaud you, dude. I mean, you did. I'm glad you did it, but I was like, oh my God, I just felt like that feeling.
I could tell it would be okay the way she had been talking.
Well, that feeling I had is what you want. Just like you ride a ride and you're scared to death, but you do it because you want the rush. You kind of gave me like a rush a little bit. Jimmy, were you paying attention to much of that interview to hear what I'm talking about?
Just a little bit. Yeah, I did notice that Sam was being a little bit more forthcoming, though.
Yeah, and were you like sitting going, is this okay or not? Were you, in your mind, were you processing like I was, like, is this okay or not? Is this okay or not? Were you like a little bit, or you just could care less?
I just, I figured that if any time, a guy's running across the restaurant, towards Sam, I figured that's probably the reason why.
But the other thing is they were way across at their table, and they couldn't hear half of what was being said.
I thought the same thing, but I noticed, though, they were probably, let's say, 20 feet away from us. Is that about right?
Well, they moved closer because they knew
but
we
I mean,
were talking
originally,
about.
though, I'm saying originally they were in that booth about 25 feet away from us, okay? And I thought they couldn't hear us either, but they could hear a lot of what we were saying because they were nodding their heads up and down. Not just when I was yelling at them, when I was just talking. They were kind of like I felt like we had the PA on because I didn't think they could hear us either, but they were hearing us. But yeah, when she got up and turned around her butt and you said that, I was like, yeah, granted, we're sitting here with microphones. We can get away with a lot more stuff.
Yeah. But
I like what you did, first of all. I'm just telling you right now. I like what you did, but I was like, oh, my God. I just felt like, oh, Jesus.
Well, so if the boyfriend hadn't been sitting there, you would have been more forthcoming because I've heard questions.
Absolutely.
I've heard questions you've asked these girls when there's nobody else around.
There's no question about it. And so I don't know if it's more of a respect thing because I'm looking at the guy and I don't want to disrespect this chick. Or it's not, listen, let's be real. It's not like I thought he could kick my ass, okay? It's like I wasn't worried about my ass getting kicked, all right? Not to mention my boy, let's face it, half the bar there, the organization was there. Let's just say the organization was there. You notice that? A couple of them were sitting in yeah,
okay.
because Bluto got on the show with us, remember?
Yeah.
So not like I worried about these two guys kicking our asses or nothing, because that wasn't going to happen. But I was, yeah, you're right. I definitely, I carry myself a little differently when the boyfriend's there, because I don't know, dude. Here's the deal. Part of it's because I want him to let her work for me, okay? The last thing I do is want a boyfriend not liking me, where he's like, screw that, dude. You can't. I need these girls to work. Make sense?
Uh-huh.
You know, you can't freaking piss them all off, or they can't show up and do jobs. That's how I make my living. But yeah, I definitely would have been asking different questions. I like the did everyone catch on to I think his name was Kyle, the secondary boyfriend, or her backup boyfriend or whatever, the friend, the tall one.
Oh yeah.
No, I don't want to get laid. I'm looking for something more serious. Boy, he was so full of crap. He was so, and then his whole story changed when he found out he can loosen up and say the truth. It was all different. Did you notice that, Sam?
Yeah.
He went from one angle to a totally different route. You know what I mean? So don't you think that when you're dating a girl that's a bikini model, Jimmy, you dated a model before. Do you remember like thinking when your friends hear that, and I don't know that your friends knew she's a model. I don't know the scenario, but let's say they did know that. Did any of your friends know your chick you're dating was a model of some sort?
Yeah.
Okay. Automatically, when you do that, don't your friends all think that they're supposed to be meeting all the other girls? Did you notice that back in the day when it happened?
No, not really.
Really?
I mean, I think that they just were a little bit more uncomfortable around her.
Really?
Yeah.
Because they felt she was better than them or something? Or what do you mean uncomfortable? What's that mean? She was
no,
too hot?
No, I think it was also just because they had Googled her. So, they were aware.
Well, hold on. What do you mean they giggled? Oh, they saw her pictures?
Yeah.
Was she a nude model or was she a normal model?
Yeah, she does like a lot of nude modeling.
Well, I
didn't know that.
When you first started dating her, she wasn't really doing the nudes.
Right. So, yeah, my good friends knew of her already. But then, especially after she did start doing modeling and I met new people along those lines, then it was usually that.
So is it me? Do I feel this way because, or this isn't the way I feel, this is the way it is. Is it because I have the word team? There's a team of girls? Or, like, if you have one model girl, do your buddies didn't assume she had lots of these hot friends running around? Did they not assume that, or?
No, not really.
Okay, because people do assume that with me. They think that, they want to meet let's be real here. I mean, everyone that comes around guy-wise typically wants to meet. They just assume they think there's a bunch of girls running around his house at all times, 24/7, okay? And they want to meet all the girls. They expect me to hook them up with these girls. I mean, I got a couple friends that are not real happy with me because they have yet to date a bikini model. And there's nothing I can do about that, okay? I can't make the girls go out with these guys. But I can put them around them enough. I mean, both of you guys have been around enough bikini girls from the show to have at least spoken to them, okay?
Yeah.
To get your foot in the door, right?
Yeah.
Okay. That's about as far as I can do, okay? That's as far as I can take it. I got to respect these girls to an extent because I work with them, and they're my friends. But I don't know. That's what I've noticed. It's like automatically I think people think that they should be dating the friends of the hot girl. That guy he's from the country. So different when they're from the country like that. The guy's just, it's a different way of life. It's slower. You're not around about all the craziness in the city where the women are wild. All right, well, let's do this. Let's go to a break. We'll come back. We're going to discuss some brands that have kind of came and gone, that have kind of reappeared. And I think Patrick might be joining us from the YNR show. So we'll be back in about, 5 minutes, guys. Hey, Jimmy, remember the first time you got your first trading card?
I do.
I definitely remember mine, and now people can remember yours because Titan Trading Cards offers custom trading cards. Whether you're young, old, male, female, football player, cheerleader, DJ host, I guess, not a jockey. They don't call them jockeys no more, do they?
We could get playing cards for these,
Yeah.
for us. That'd be kind of interesting.
Kind of cool.
Yeah.
Basically, you can trade them with your friends, give them out to your relatives. Along with trading cards, Titan offers a custom skate deck to hang on the wall, kind of like the one of Oksana that we've seen floating around.
Oh, those are pretty nice.
Also, your own custom canvas picture of your trading card that can be hung on the wall, 18 by 24 inches. That way, mom and dad can never forget your mug. And you can check it out on TitanSportsCard.com. That's TitanSportsCard.com. Get your own custom playing card. Tell them Sunbrew Brandon sent you. Not better.